Anyways, I have a lot of Findom content for today. Boogie is also getting into the Findoming. He has an important ask of all his loyal followers.
Decided to do it again. The bad reason is I'm finally in a position where I have to get back to work. And I'm not making any excuses here. You know I spent a tremendous amount of money on dumb things. But the biggest issue is that I had a nice big nest egg. I took some financial advice from a friend, and I'm not pointing fingers necessarily. I took the advice, but I put my money in the crypto market in the wrong section, and I pretty much lost most of everything. That sucks. That really sucks. It is what it is, though. I mean, like, I've come to terms with it, but I need to get back to work. I have some savings, but they're going quickly. And if I don't start live streaming and making content and getting ad revenue and stuff again, I'm going to lose everything.
I love how Firefox randomly decides to stop playing fucking videos in the background because it just decides to. Why did I do this to him? I wish I had recorded what he invested in, because it's in this thread. It's like it's a cryptocurrency I've literally never heard of before. It was some kind of weird acronym ending in a J. Does anyone in chat know what the cryptocurrency was that he invested in? It was like Shringe or something. Ethereum. No, he put money into Ethereum, but that wasn't storage. That's it. Thank you, Bald Man. It's spelled like stork, but with a J instead of a K, and it's pronounced kind of like storage. I've never heard of this, and I'm someone who pays a lot of attention to cryptocurrency. If I don't know what the fuck the cryptocurrency is, that shit is obscure as shit. So I don't. He apparently received some advice to put all his money into this fucking bullshit, and he lost it. So now he needs you to. But he's obviously like, dude's eating. Let's look at him again. Where's he at? So he's like over 400 pounds. People compared him to when he was losing weight. He posted a video of himself. Oh, that's it right there. Posted a video of himself like just sitting around like this. And he said like, "Oh, I'm under 400 now," and he looked thinner than he does now. So he's back over 400. He had stomach stapling. That's really impressive, to undo your stomach stapling, because you have to like physically stretch out your stomach again to fit that much fucking food into you. Oh, here it is. This guy right here. He's got it. So you can see that when he just was losing weight and he was under 400 pounds, he looked thinner than he does even now. So he's getting chunky again. I know where that nest egg went. He ate it. Also, I want to discuss something. I do use Brave, but I'm not a retard. So for streams, I screencast Firefox, which I don't use for anything except for my streaming. And it doesn't have like browser history or anything. And a lot of people need to figure out how to fucking do this, because it's pretty. Oh, I guess I can't show that. It's just a butt. That's not too much. Boogie had trouble. I already did, whatever. He had like a video of like two thoughts kissing at like a party, and that got posted online, and Boogie got blamed for like non-consensual pornography or something with those thoughts. And then he puts out these videos where he's like talking. He's like he puts them out on TikTok and shit, which if you're over 20 and you use TikTok, you're a fucking creep. TikTok is for people who are like children. Fuck, now that I mentioned it, I can't find it. But he's like shirtless in all these videos. And he just posts like this vertical phone cam videos of him explaining, like retorting people live. And oh yeah, this was him a year ago saying, "I am rich, how crypto made me rich." And then he's like, "I need your help." That's 2021 in a nutshell for everyone into cryptocurrency. Rest in peace. I thankfully did not lose everything that I had, but I lost a significant chunk of stuff, and I'm still holding on to it. Well, it's only a theoretical loss until you actualize it. So I also didn't invest in stupid shit like storage. Where is the fucking video of him shirtless just sitting around? Okay, it'll be on this page, on the next page. I want to show it to you. I want to show you Boogie shirtless. This is an important part of my narrative. No, I should have just used the highlight feature, like a smart person would have. No, come on. If it's not on the next one, I give up, unfortunately. This. Right where you need it. This is I don't know what the fuck he does with this shit. He puts out videos, and then whenever he does like a Twitter reply or a TikTok video, he just does it shirtless like this.
It's so fascinating to me seeing some of the responses to the video I posted, the e-begging one. It's very similar to the response that the I Am Rich video that I posted last year had. People see the title, people see the thumbnail, and they don't click on the video to get the actual context. And if you do, you'll know, like in the I Am Rich video, I said that I have enough money to protect me for a few years, which is great. But certainly I just don't want your money or your time. All I want is you to watch the videos, right? And then in this new e-begging video, I go on to explain that I no longer have that money to protect me for the next couple of years, but I still don't want your money unless you're extremely well off. What I want is your time, your attention, and your clicks. But people don't give a shit about context. People don't give a shit about reality. They just want to see the thumbnail and title and make up their own bullshit and use that to dunk on me. And I get it. I understand why people want to dunk on me, but it's so hilarious because there's two reasons here. Number one, their ignorance is showing, right? Their prejudice is showing. Their projection is showing, and I love that. But secondly, it all benefits me in the end.
Oh, dude, they all do this. All fat people are basically the same in like their mentality, like their coping mechanisms. It's like I say retarded shit, and then people make fun of his retarded shit, and he's like, people, if they think negative things about me after I put out my video, that just means that they're like faking it. They're just like lying. They didn't read the context of what I said. If you know the context of me being a retard that wasted my fucking money, then you know that I'm not just begging. I'm actually hurting here, and I need your help. And then it goes on to say, like, oh, they're prejudiced against me because I'm fat. I'm pretty sure if anyone made a video like this, like shirtless, because they're too lazy to put on like a t-shirt for their fucking TikTok video, like they would get made fun of. I don't know. Also, Boogie does this really weird thing that's really contemptible, where he has an issue where he wants to be like a strong person. He has like an ego, but he's also like a groveling beggar. So he has to grovel, and then when people call him out for groveling, he then has to like counter that by saying like, no, actually, I'm not groveling. I'm doing okay. Everything is going according to plan. And it's like a weird like dichotomy or cognitive dissonance. But on the continuation of the subject of Fendom, Yee, which is apparently Kanye West's legal name. He's legally changed his name to Yee. And that's it. He says, I'm a bit sleepy tonight, but when I wake up, I'm going DEFCON 3, not to be confused with DEFCON 3, on Jewish people. Oh my God. The funny thing is, I actually can't be anti-Semitic because black people are actually Jew also. You guys have toyed with me and tried to blackball anyone who ever oppresses your agenda. Now this was taken, as you can imagine, very, very poorly by the media. In particular, due to the vile, disgusting, anti-Semitic remarks that he made about the Jewish people controlling the banking infrastructure. Candace Owens, a friend of Kanye West, reported that JP Morgan Chase Bank North America announced that they would not be doing business with Kanye West and the million, or in particular his businesses, Yeezy LLC, the merchandise brand that he has, and Kanye will have to find a new bank because of they can't associate with someone who alleges that Jews control the banks. That's just not acceptable in today's day and age. Completely understandable on JP Morgan Chase Bank's side. And by the way, there's no reason listed. It just says fuck off, and that's it. So this was sort of like an interesting wake up call to a lot of people. That oh yeah, the banks are like a bottleneck in our freedom to say things, even more so than tech is. A website called The Federalist put out a kind of corresponding parallel issue that's been happening in the last week. And this is talking about PayPal's policy. They put out a policy where if you use PayPal for a company, or not even for a company, for just a regular user, And then if you spread misinformation, they can deduct money from your bank account. And I remember very clearly when Count Dankula had his Nazi pug trial going on with the United Kingdom, particularly Scotland. I guess they have their own court system apparently. Count Dankula was arraigned for hate speech because his dog did the Hitler greeting in response to gas the Jews as like a command, dog command. So he gets arraigned for hate speech. It goes to trial. He's found guilty. He's asked to pay a fine, and then he appeals it all the way up to the Supreme Court of Scotland. And then at that point, he appeals it to the UN Human Rights Commission. But while he's appealing it to the UN Human Rights Commission, the money is literally taken out of his bank account. It was a small fine relatively to the amount of money that he spent actually fighting it. But it was like several £100s. So they just took the money out of his account and they considered the issue resolved. And that was it. So I think that, and I've mentioned this before, but I'll reiterate. You're not going to have like a world where there's martyrs anymore. Like the government, look in the U.S. You don't have martyrs. If someone says something that or does something that the government doesn't like, they don't ever kill you anymore. Even Nicholas Cruz, this week he was sentenced. The jury recommended against the death penalty in the case of Nicholas Cruz, who killed like 20 children. So there's really nothing that you can do to die as in the United States anymore. Unless you just kill yourself. What they do instead is they send you to the melanated monkey cages, and then you just get raped forever. You do something the government doesn't like, you protest at Capitol Hill, you walk into the Capitol building, oh, that's 10 years in the neighbor rape dungeons. And they just send you there. And that's not like being a martyr. There's no heroism in being raped by black people in a federal prison. And less than that, even less than that, it's like, okay, well, we're not going to fill up all the prisons with like people who are protesting, because people will protest against that even more. And there's like a human like a resource element to that. You have to have police willing to do it. You have to have space. You have to fill up the courts with all this bullshit. It's much easier to make it, instead of like an actual offense, to make it a fine. To say, oh, you're saying things in public that we don't like. Well, that's a $300 fine. You can all show up and have this unauthorized protest if you want, but we're going to use IRS facial tracking technology, which is a real thing. The IRS knows how to use facial recognition with your driver's license IDs to identify you. So we're just going to take like a picture of the crowd, and we're going to identify everybody in the crowd, and then we're going to just fine you all $300 for showing up. And that's like it's like orgasm denial. You're not a martyr. You don't instigate any change. Nobody has to arrest you. You don't get to have a cool arrest for like protesting like Bernie Sanders or Bill Gates have. You just lose the money. And that's like enough of an inconvenience that people will be deterred from doing stuff, and not like martyrdom enough to encourage people to fight against it, because it's just like an inconvenience. I think that's the future. That's the present, actually. that's the reality that we're currently in and we're heading towards. Very fascinating stuff, chat.